Hello and welcome to another Demon 212 PS1 disc review. Today I'm going to be taking a look at Gecko 3D, Enter the Gecko, which if you've never played it before, it's a 3D platformer. It's the sequel to the first Gecko game, although it's totally different. They've changed all sorts, including the options where now you can still customise your controls, but you can only customise them in a basic manner, which is a bit of a shame. So you can't use the trigger buttons for anything because they're now used for cameras and stuff. And it's one of them that I don't actually like the preset controls that it gives you for X, square, circle on any of the, well, 3 sets. So anyway, as I say, it's totally different, so if you've never played it before, then basically this one is very similar to Mario 64, only you don't have to replay a level anywhere near as many times as 64 makes you do. It's one of the complaints I had with 64 and with any game like this, Banjo-Kazooie, the Gexes, even though I love the Gexes, Banjo-Kazooie, and can tolerate Mario 64. The thing is, I just hate replaying a level over and over and over and over again just to get like one remote on every type thing or 1 star or something like that. So at least with Banjo you could get one, like, more, well, up to like 10 or 11 jiggies or something, however many was on the level, in one sitting. This, you can only get one main remote, but you can get any of the other remotes, the side remotes. So for example, there's one for collecting all the collectibles, so it starts with carrots on this level here and then moves up to where I think it's letterboxes or something, and then it keeps moving up until you get the remote. And you can also get any hidden remotes as well. So for example, like the most you can get in one sitting is 3, but after that it's 1 remote. Well, as long as you got all of them in the first one anyway, all the secret ones, then it's 1 remote every time you switch it on. So it can be annoying playing a level over and over again, but as I say, it's not that much with the overkill. But yeah, so it is basically a 3D platform. You go around, you attack your enemies, you can eat bugs and stuff, you can just have to solve puzzles and stuff like that, and that's pretty much everything there is to really say about the gameplay.
What's up, dog?
But yeah, then the whole point is, as I say, it's just like Mario 64 and Banjo, in the way of you've got objectives, you've got to find out how to actually beat those objectives and accomplish your mission and get the collectible, which on this is remotes, because you're sucked into TV land. But just because it's TV and a Gecko, don't go assuming that this Gecko can save you 15% or more on car insurance if you spend 15 minutes with them, because if anything, this Gecko is more like a cat than like a car insurance Gecko, because this Gecko would have to eat 15 cans of the next leading brand Gecko food, whereas he only has to eat 1 bowl of IAMs. Basically, it's the same voice actor as the IAM's cat. But as well as there being levels that you have to figure out the missions for, there's also bosses that you have to figure out how to defeat. So this guy here, to be fair, is pretty easy. You go around and you flick the switch that he uses to fire electricity, it electrocutes him instead, and then he throws a hissy fit, flicks it himself, and you have to avoid his electricity. So pretty simple. You've got 4 bits of energy, and you can replenish that energy by getting bugs. You can also get extra lives by getting different coloured bugs, and that's pretty much, to be fair, everything there is to really see it, other than that obviously you might notice the basic moves that he's got. He's got a tail whip, same as the last one. He's which is, well, basically you flick them and fly kick and stuff like that. You can eat, obviously, as I say, and you can jump on the enemies, and if you time your jumping right and keep pushing the jump button, then you'll be able to spring around, which is much faster and safer, to be fair. Musically, the game sounds okay. I personally thought the music on the first game was much better, but I'll still shut up for a little bit and let you have a listen now. So there we go then, that was a bit of the music and beating the boss. There's not really much left to say other than it is your usual type of platformer like this. There's just a ton of themed different levels. So there's like obviously a cartoon land, which is the one that I've shown off first. This is the horror land, the spooky island type thing. There's to be fair, I'm just forgetting at the moment, there's kung fu style things and all that. So it's just like the usual stuff. It's pretty much the same as the first one, only more expansive as well. There is a few problems being a 3D platformer like this. One being the camera there, that totally screwed us over. I couldn't see where I was going and it died. And while you do have control over the camera, it can usually get stuck, but it's one of those things. It was one of the first 3D platformers when cameras were still awful, and it's just the type of thing that really most people should come to expect with a game like this. which, speaking of games like this, if you do like 3D platformers, and this is actually, personally I think it's a good one, it's one of those things that if you've played loads and you're thinking, well, you might want another, then this is definitely a good one to go for. However, I'd definitely recommend the PlayStation version over the N64 version. The N64 version does have a few exclusives, like HMS Pinafore style level or HMS Titanic type thing. However, at the same time, it's completely butchered and watered down compared to the PlayStation version. It's glitchy, it's terrible, and I couldn't believe how bad it was, because basically I got the PlayStation version first, my parents got rid of it, so I bought it again for the N64, and I couldn't believe how bad it was. It's just absolutely awful.
I've been saving this for you.
So there we go then, that's been the review. I hope you've enjoyed it, or at least found it helpful. You might have noticed I didn't score the game. Well, that's because it's a matter of personal opinion, and yours may very well differ from my own. I'm just here to show you a bit about the game. If you like it or not, well, that's up to you. If you don't like it, or you do like it, feel free to comment. Also, if I haven't answered any of your questions that you may have had, I might have forgot something, or it might just be something obscure. Again, feel free to comment, ask, always willing to help out. Otherwise, if you don't like commenting on YouTube, head over to www.vc-forums.com, where you can chat with me and a bunch of other lads who love the VC, the WiiWare, and hell, even a lot of other systems. We cater to pretty much everything. You can just go there, have a chat about a game, ask about some games, etc. So until next time, this has been Demon212, signing off.